it taught me how to survive, how to how to make do with whatever hand I got
Okay.
uh,
Okay.
in
Okay.
the deck, right? It taught me that you should not complain about the hand that you are dealt. It's up to
Okay.
you to make do and make the best of the hand that is dealt to you.
Of course.
So
Right.
stop making excuses is something that
So how do you implement that in your, corporate life? All these lessons.
so first and foremost, the thing that you said in the beginning, that you've seen me sitting on the floor, I genuinely am a person like that. So
Right.
to me, when I'm solving a problem, the solution to the problem matters, people matter, right?
Right.
So
Right.
and I do that unknowingly. I've made sure that there are no variants of Orco that turn up for different people.
Okay.
There's just
Okay.
one Orco who is there,
Okay. That's nice.
take it or leave it kind of an offer. So I kind of genuinely have done that. And in retrospect, I believe a lot of my leaders, my mentors love
Mm-hmm.
me for that
Wow.
because they are very clear on who Orko is, right?
Right. Right. There
So
should
they
be only
don't,
one person, right? They look up to.
yes,
Integrity.
yes,
Right.
integrity, right?
Right. Right.
Second is sacrifice. I think as a leader, if you are not willing to make sacrifices and take hits,
Of course. Of
you are
course.
never going
Right.
to lead, right?
Right.
I know this is a very commonly used thing where people say lead from the front.
Hmm.
I actually believe in the concept of lead from the back.
Okay.
Um,
That's something new that I've heard.
so to me, a leader should be like a safety net.
Of course. Right.
A leader, a leader should not be a person who is telling others or his
Mm-hmm.
teammates,
Mm-hmm.
why don't you do X, Y, and Z?
Right.
It is
Right.
not. It should not be my job to tell how to do things,
Right.
right?
Right. Right.
It should be my
Right.
job to tell you why are we trying something,
Right.
right?
Right.
And
Right.
you should go and figure things out.
Right.
And you should be willing to fail because unless you are willing to fail, you would not succeed.
Of course. Of
And so
course.
all that those people are expecting, therefore, is a safety net. That
Of
if they
course.
try
Of
something and
course.
if they
Of
fail,
course. Of course. Right.
the
Right.
brunt should not be on them.
Exactly. Exactly.
Should be on the leader, right? So I
Right.
believe so that is to
Right.
lead from within.
Of course. Not
I
that's
am a
really
safety net.
nice. Right. That's really
But
wonderful.
that means a lot of sacrifice. That means if something works out, the
Right.
credit should be that team members,
Right.
not
Right.
yours as the
Right.
leader. If something fails,
The
it
credit
should be
should be
your name on
yours.
the block,
Right.
right?
Right.
McKinsey actually taught this to me.
Nice.
So I learned
Nice.
this. Of course, my mother kind of taught me the concept of sacrifice, but how you imbibe that as a leader is something
Right.
that their company taught me. So
But also
I,
I've seen
I
that. Yeah. Yeah. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
no, I just wanted to end that by saying that I think a lot of times we confuse leaders with managers
Right.
because
Right.
more often than not,
Right.
managers tend to
Right.
have leadership
Right.
roles.
Right. Right.
But a leader is a different beast. And uh, I've learned a lot about these things on the job from my
Nice.
mentors as well.
Nice.
But
Nice.
the sacrifice bit is very important. You should be willing to sacrifice yourself.
So, Orko, like you said, all these things are very important, and I also resonate with all these thoughts. But do you think actually in the industry, all the leaders follow what you are doing, sacrifice, leading from the back? Because there's a very good quality, and I think everyone should be doing it. All the leaders should be doing it. So, how do you feel it is currently in today's situation, in today's industry? How is it?
Hmm. So before I answer that, I think there's this connotation that goes into all conversations of leadership with a sense of is this good or bad,
Right.
right? As per me, there are no such connotations of which is a good thing or a bad thing. I think every leader
Mm-hmm.
is a leader in their own way.
course,
It's
of course.
a culmination of that person's personality
Mm-hmm.
with the surroundings and the circumstances that they are in. So I think we give these broad-based guidelines, and we talk about these cool things, and we have this
Mm-hmm.
notion of is this good or is this bad?
Right,
But I think
right,
everyone has
right.
a strategy,
True.
and and a strategy is a strategy. But what I do feel is true to your
Mm-hmm.
question specifically is that eventually the leaders who really make it to the top,
Mm-hmm.
who are at any given organization,
Right,
the ones who
right, right,
make it at the top, more often than not, um, the ones who are the managers get filtered out.
right, right,
I,
right,
I think
right.
I think there is this space in any organization which is not this not the complete leadership, but somewhere about there. There's this band
Right,
where there
right,
are a lot of people who are
right,
masking themselves and who are
right, right,
trying different
right.
things and not doing,
Mm-hmm.
not giving people opportunities
Mm-hmm.
because maybe they never had a leader who gave them opportunities. I actually currently have someone in my team
That's
who
wonderful.
has said I never knew that a leader could be like this. Right? And so because he or she was essentially doing certain things which you would possibly take a negative lens on, right? Saying
Right,
they would
right, right,
say
right,
XYZ needs to be done, right? Do it.
right,
But
right,
it
right,
is because they saw that leaders can be like that, right? So I think it's
right,
unfair to call
right.
leaders out for the strategies that they are playing.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, we are all in it for to get some good money,
Right,
and to enjoy our
right.
lives, right? And
Of course,
make
of
sure that
course, of course.
so I think people are should be at liberty to deploy their strategies, what comes naturally to them.
Mm-hmm.
And there could be a lot of reasons. So I don't necessarily like judging anyone's strategies, even if it is
Right.
detrimental to my strategy or my.
Okay, okay,
I'm okay with that. And
okay. Yeah.
by the way, so this thing about not having a connotation of whether something is good or bad
Mm-hmm.
is something that I learned from my wife.
Okay.
Um, so she was the one who kind of, I used to get very upset, different people trying different things,
Right, right,
typical things that happen in an office, right? And I was a
right,
very junior,
right.
and you got to understand, I had absolutely zero clue about how industry works, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Right, right.
there's this academic coming from academic circles, entering into this field.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to get really worked up. I would come back home and I would get on Skype calls with her and she'd be like, "Oh,
Right,
this is not right. This is not and
right.
she actually. So again, as I said, she's the other person who has been the rocks behind me, right?
Wow. Right,
Equal
right.
partners and everything. So she's the one who said, but stop crying over it, right? So everyone has
Nice.
their own way of figuring things out in life, and everyone has a story to tell, right? You don't